pure simplicity. Action arises spontaneously of its own accord. There's no need to get anywhere other than here. And if you look closely, perhaps you may notice that we are always here. There is an inescapability, a hopelessness in a sense of escaping this nowness. Check and see if in your own experience, have you ever found the past? Have you ever found the future? Or have those always just been projections, mental images, here and now? Have you ever experienced anything other than this nowness? And that inescapability, that hopelessness, there's actually a very deep liberation, a very deep good news in that. Usually we associate those words with negativity. But look at this. Look at this. I mean, what is color? What is sound? What are all these shapes? Where am I? They call it Germany, Deutschland, in the common tongue. Looks more like Narnia, Lothlorien, Rivendell, We are out here, we are blessed. There is an infinity of blessings present in your immediate experience. We're just usually too busy to notice. Our minds are moving too frenetically. We're too hooked into a program that says, this is not it. This can't be it. That's too simple. This can't possibly be it. My own experience right now cannot possibly be what I'm truly looking for. I have to get somewhere else. I have to be somewhere else. I have to become someone else. I have to achieve something. I have to become successful. I have to do this and do that. I have to play all these games and jump through all these hoops. And, it's perfectly fine to play games. This nowness dances through itself endlessly. Actions arise spontaneously, and endless co-creation occurs. There's an endlessly manifesting sequence of co-creation. It's literally such continuous, thoroughgoing flux that it never really crystallizes into any kind of permanent creation. If you notice, you've never seen this moment before. You've never seen me before, at least not in this way, this fresh iteration of me. I've never experienced myself before. I've never experienced the forest cathedral quite like this before. This cathedral that no one owns. No one owns anything. No one owns the sky. No one owns the earth. No one owns the galaxy. You don't own your body, the money in your bank account. Those are all conceptual overlays that we've agreed to participate in at any moment. Those agreements could dissolve and new agreements could formulate. So what remains when all the constructs are dropped, when all the beliefs are dropped, when we deeply, deeply see that no belief is true? The belief in a small, separate self who needs to go get something and achieve greatness, that belief is not true. That's not to say there's no usefulness to beliefs and perspectives. As a very curious individual, I have long appreciated the many great maps and models and perspectives that have been passed down to us, and many of those maps and models have been essential for helping me to discover that the map is not the territory The beliefs are all inaccurate partializations. There is a thoroughgoing flux here that forever evades compartmentalization. And even as it is continuous flux, it is continuous change, it is also, in a sense, this rock solid presence that never departs from itself. It is always home. It is always home. It always is simply as it is. Even as it's flowering, its emergent attributes endlessly cascade through gargantuan quantities of richness and novelty. This remains as it is. In a very profound sense. And this is enough as it is. And what has been called liberation, awakening, enlightenment is the gradual burning away of the feeling that this is not enough as it is. Gradual burning away of the endless need to grasp for something else. And in another sense, there is no awakening, there is no enlightenment. There's only this now, there's only home, however it's showing up, and everything is included, including all the movements of grasping and believing and conjuring up stories and believing in those stories and feeling like we need to get somewhere else. That's all included too. So if that's arising, which is very natural in the human experience, you can just observe that. You can just feel that. You can ask yourself, what really is that? What is that grasping movement? And don't look for a conceptual answer. Just feel the texture of it. Like, what are these tentacles in my belly that feel unwell on some level and are feeling like I need to escape, I need to get somewhere else, I need to be someone else, I need to become something else. Just feel them, just observe them, just hold them in the neutral, loving light of pure awareness. Awareness itself untangles the knots, unties the knots. The inmost, all-present light, which has no opposite, alchemizes everything into itself. Anything that enters that light becomes light. Might seem like a gradual process because we are holding a lot of density in our bodies. You know, we've deeply internalized belief systems that have become like protective embodied layers, energetic, somatic exoskeletons that are freezing us or locking us into a certain reality tunnel, a certain experience of reality. But simply beginning to feel your life, feel your patterns, feel that unease in the belly or in the chest, drop all concepts about it and just go into it, zoom into it as an unknown experience, as a mystery. Deep listening, total curiosity, naked awareness, bare experiencing, spacious presence, just being with the raw actuality of your experience, however it's showing up. Just being with only what is happening gradually unties the knots, and the knots gradually untie themselves anyway. Yet, if you feel like accelerating that process or pouring kerosene on that process, it seems to be more or less universally applicable, that letting yourself simply be here now, as you always are, Simply notice that now is all that you ever live. Now is all that you ever taste. Now is all that you ever experience. Relinquish all belief systems, all concepts, ideas, and identities, and just simply be with now. Be with now as fullness. Be with now as vastness. Be with now as unknown artistry. And allow that all permeating light, luminosity of awareness to shine upon whatever's arising in the now. Open to the full field. Let it shine upon the full field. Spend time not fixating attention on any one thing, just opening to the full field, almost spacing out in a sense, like you were told not to do in school back in the day. Just space out into here now and let yourself feel the full field with no particular emphasis being placed on anything. That's a very powerful portal for many of us. Or go into the specificity, go into the body, go into the textures that are there and experience them, feel them, full body, listen to them in a direct, gentle, non-judgmental, neutral way. Cradle them in awareness like a tender-hearted grandmother cradling her own wounded grandchild in her arms. Cradle this soft animal body in that loving heart of pure grace, pure awakeness, and behold, witness as the knots untie themselves, unravel themselves, and gradually reveal that this is what you are. This is what you have, this nowness, and it's enough. It's home. It's overflowing with untold quantities of never before seen artistry if we simply have eyes to see, if we simply slow down. In the midst of all this seeming chaos of our civilization, there's a possibility of just stopping, just slowing down in the middle of that. It's one of the most radical things you can do at this point in this busy world where everyone runs around like chickens with head cut off, just balking and squawking and chasing the endless to-do list. What if you just stop? What if you just stop and notice, this is the only place I've ever been. This nowness is home. Whatever's showing up is it. And that in itself is realization. That is liberation. And it can happen now and now and now and now. We awaken again and again and again to this freshness. We find these very personal access points to snap out of our story and snap out of normalcy and snap into vastness, where we don't know what color is, we don't know what sound is, I don't know what I am, I don't know how any of this is happening. It's just happening. And the more we return to that release into unknown vastness, it is cumulative over time. It unties, it unravels the knots, it gradually unravels the sense of needing to get somewhere else or be somewhere else or become someone else. And there's an increasing rest. There's an increasingly deep sinking into your bones, your marrow, your cartilage of this profound reversal of orientation. Instead of living most of your life through time, through a story of past and future, which is a construct of the mind, you become rooted in the truth of your being, the truth of what is, without needing to pin it down, without needing to say what it is. The need to pin it down, the need to narrow it down and know what it is in some conceptual sense that is a deep part of what is gradually burned away. And that pinning down is what underlies a lot of our feeling that this is not it and we need to get somewhere else. We have these deeply internalized beliefs that this moment is just a means to an end. This moment is just a blip on the radar. What matters is my endless to-do list. What matters is becoming successful in the eyes of society. What matters is checking off 8,000 items on the life script that I've inherited. We've deeply internalized that from the time we were children, and that creates this recurrent feeling that this is not it and I need to get somewhere else. So we can go to the root of that, which are these deeply ingrained beliefs that we already know what this is, and it's this big lab maze I need to scurry through, and in this dystopian civilization in a hostile universe. None of that is true. None of the words I'm saying right now are true. They're pointers. They're pointing you directly home to right now, but these words can't capture it either, because this nowness, it's too slippery, it's too close, it's too all-encompassing. You can't step outside of it and observe it objectively, because you are it. You are this hyper tapestry. You are this pure emanation of mysterious light, luminosity. You are this silence, this stillness that is ever present and is playing, is dancing as all of this appearance, all of this apparition, as these sacramental human journeys, this poetry of human life, writ by hand unseen, like writing on water. It's continually morphing. It's already gone the moment you look at it. The now melts away, past nowhere to be found, future nowhere to be found, and yet everything is here. There's no need to escape. It's okay that there's no hope of escaping, because you're already free. You're already free. You are free to rest as home. You are already home. You are already free. You are free to rest as what you are. You are free to feel your wholeness with this oceanic presence, this oceanic unicity that is miraculously cycling through endless, unknown spirals of firework displays. I mean, what is this? Where are we? Walk down the street. Put your phone away on the bus, the train, and just look. What are these ragtag sculptures chiseled by hand unseen? Every face like a poem revealing ancient karma, ancient stories, and yet unpindownable as any kind of fixed meaning. But that's okay. That reveals hyper meaning. It reveals that every face could be interpreted infinite different ways, and none of those interpretations would be able to fully encapsulate it. So it reveals the infinity, the infinite dimensional jewels all around us. This totality, this nowness, is an infinite dimensional jewel continually flowering into more of its own radiance, and every single one of its seeming attributes, its seeming children, is also an infinite dimensional jewel, revealing the same fractal weirdness, the same endless morphing shimmeringness, the same endless opening of lotuses within lotuses, this ever twirling diamondness. The macrocosm is in the microcosm. The macrocosm expresses as and through the microcosms, because we are waves inseparable from the ocean. The wave is the ocean is the wave, and the ocean is all around us, and the ocean is home. So forget enlightenment, forget awakening, forget liberation. Just notice that this is it. Here it is. We are home. Be as you are. Be what you cannot not be. Rest as wholeness now. You are totally and completely free to be as you are in this moment. And you are not limited to this apparent skin suit. You are the full field. You are this full vastness. You are the whole universe expressing as this razor's edge of you-ness. You-ness. Now is love. Now is grace. Soak it in. Let it in. Let the light in. It's all around you. Take good care, my friend. God bless.